Mr. President, smell the coffee. We are not relenting. No amount of intimidation is going to stop us. And there is no breaks that will stop you from becoming a one-term president. Nothing, absolutely. If you're actually very, very angry about what we are doing, you have an option. The Constitution says that you can choose to resign, and even if you don't want to resign, death is also an option. You can choose to hang yourself.
Hii tumeshukuru sana kanisa ya AIC ambayo imetupatia spiritual nourishment yetu kule Subukia, lakini kidogo tumegadhabishwa na yale matukio ambayo yamekuwa kule barabarani tukitoka Subukia hadi hapa Nakuru. Tumeona serikali hii kiongozwa na William Ruto wakiweka maaskari na roadblocks, wakisema kwamba hata hatuwezi rudi nyumbani. Wanasema hatuwezi pita, tupewa ruhusa ya kupita, wanatupiga tear gas. Risasi zimepigwa katika magari zetu. Kiangalia magari zetu 6 zimetobolewa tire. Karibu hata security wetu wawawe, kwa sababu hiyo risasi ingepanda juu kidogo ingepiga watu wetu. Ningependa kuambia William Ruto hawezi tumia excessive force kwa wale watu ambao wanajieleza, kwa wale watu ambao wanajaribu ku execute constitutional mandate yao. Mimi ningependa kashifu jambo hilo, lakini tungependa kuhakikishia supporters wetu, sisi kama chama cha DCP bado tuko na hiyo moyo, hatutakerwa, hatutarudi chini. Sisi tutaendelea kupigania haki za watu wetu mpaka tuliberate Kenya yetu. Na hata niko hapa na Mheshimiwa Methu ambaye alikuwa host wetu, amefanya kazi mzuri sana kuhakikisha kwamba tour hii imekuwa mzuri. Na tukataka kuhakikishia watu wa Nakuru kwamba next week sasa tunarudi kufanya ile Nakuru, hizo constituencies zingine zote zimebaki. Tuende tugonge mlango kwa mlango, lazima tuwaambie wa Kenya ile ubaya ambayo serikali inatendea wakazi wa Kenya. Serikali inajaribu tu kututisha na kutuwekea kesi mingi. Sio viongozi peke yao. Tumeona juzi Jane Kiara, tumeona viongozi wengi wakina Mkunji na viongozi wetu wengi wameshikwa, lakini ile ambayo tuna wasiwasi sana sio sisi viongozi, ni wananchi wetu. Hawa vijana ambao wanaenda kuandamana kwa njia mzuri wanashikwa. Sasa hivi nasikia hata ukipatwa usiku unashikwa, unawekwa ndani, unawekewa cash bail ya pesa mingi sana. Umeona saa hii vijana wetu 40 wanawekewa mashtaka ambazo ziko ati terrorism. Tungependa kuuliza Rais William Ruto, kama uko na terrorists 40 kwa nchi yako, kwa nini una host CHAN? Tungependa basi hiyo CHAN itolewe, kwa sababu Kenya iko na terrorists 40. Hiyo CHAN itolewe, tukue sababu tuzi ita wageni hapa na wewe huko na terrorists rais. So tungependa tumwambie kwamba hii mambo ya kushika watu wetu na kuwekea zile mashtaka kubwa, haya maneno yataisha. Hata wewe ulishtakiwa Hague, sasa wewe ni rais. Hao vijana ambao umefunga pale kwa cell, siku moja atakuja kutawala nchi yetu hii.
Mimi ningetaka niseme maneno ambayo amesemwa nimekubaliana nayo. And what William Ruto is doing is trying to persecute and intimidate people to persuasion. What I must tell William Ruto, no amount of intimidation, especially for this team, the DCP leadership, Rigathi Gachagua, all the leaders who are here, all the supporters of DCP, you have pushed us already too hard. There is no further intimidation. That is why you've seen our supporters at a place called Kingero. Even though the police were there with a very huge barricade, more than 100 policemen, and they were throwing tear gas right, left, and center, our supporters were there and they persevered. Because they know that what William Ruto is doing is trying to intimidate our people. If William Ruto thinks whatever you are saying is not correct, he can actually organize another meeting next week and come and say what he thinks is correct. Everybody has a right of expression. We have freedom of movement, freedom of expression. We also, most importantly, have freedom of association. We have chosen to disassociate ourselves with William Ruto. He cannot force us to love him. He cannot force us to support him. We cannot force us to submit to him. No amount of tear gas, no amount of using the criminal justice system would be able to intimidate any of our leaders. And I want to ask our supporters, please be calm. The reaction that you are seeing from William Ruto is from a man who is cornered, a man who is defeated, a man who is deflated. He never thought that this movement would come this far. That is why he thought that once Rigathi Gachagua has left the country, that it is now all rosy. He didn't know that there are many Rigathi Gachaguas. And even if he was to take Cleopas Malala and myself, there will still be very many Cleopas Malalas that will remain. Even if he was to take all of us to jail, there will be so many other people. Just like the Bible, God told Elijah You imagine that you're the only one who worships me. I have more 300 prophets who can never worship idols. William Ruto, if you arrest Rigathi Gachagua, if you arrest Malala, if you arrest John Methu, there will be so many other Rigathi Gachaguas here, and they will still push the gospel of taking you and making you a one-term president. And we are not saying it because we are very happy about it. You have had the most critical component of our lives, killing our children. When you are killing our economy, we are saying somebody else can help us reconstruct the economy once they are elected. When you are running down the country, corruption and many other things, we are saying these are things that can be corrected. But when you kill our children, and that's why we are challenging those people who are saying that they want to have dialogue. If you want to have dialogue, it's okay. We allow you. You say that it will be an intergeneration dialogue. You actually call it a conclave. Disdain and disrespect to the Catholic faith, because a conclave is a very sacred, a very holy gathering of cardinals. But if you want to call it a conclave and you want to have a dialogue and discussion with anybody, go and talk to Lex Masai. Go and talk to Boniface Mwangi. Go and talk to all those young people who have been killed, who have been maimed, whose blood spilled on the land through a bullet that was sponsored and directed by President William Ruto. So, Mr. President, smell the coffee. We are not relenting. No amount of intimidation is going to stop us. And there is no breaks that will stop you from becoming a one-term president. Nothing, absolutely. If you're actually very, very angry about what we are doing, you have an option. The Constitution says that you can choose to resign, and even if you don't want to resign, death is also an option. You can choose to hang yourself.
Jina ni Eunice Wambui Mama Soko Murithi, woman rep aspirant Nakuru County, ticket DCP. I want to thank you for coming to catch on the moment on this day. Siku ilikuwa nzuri sana. Tulienda pale kanisani, and basically the people are with us, DCP. The preacher of the day spoke very well, and he told us what the do's and the don'ts as far as you've become a leader. And on our way out, it became chaotic. It has been very, very, very bad since we left the church. We were passing handle by handle, a lot of roadblocks by the police, and we didn't know why. Myself, I had to jump over a tear gas canister, and they just threw to us while we were on the move. But when we stopped and asked them why, they could not answer anything. They were just telling us we cannot have a meeting. And in our constitution, we don't know anywhere that we are told you cannot have a meeting, you cannot go to church, you cannot talk to the people. I think it's a constitutional right. We have a right to express ourselves and even to talk to the people that we would want to talk to. So we would like to tell the government, kindly let people be. They started it all. They are always up and down campaigning. Today we knew that the president was attending church, AIC church also, at Machakos somewhere, and they're not harassed. But just to put you on the notice that even before we left the ground, we knew that there were some policemen rounding up our DCP office at Nakuru. So we were just wondering, what has the office done? So we would like to call everyone, and specifically maybe the president, to see to it that we are all safe. It is our right to be here. And if we are going to church, they should even take the initiative to give us protection, but not to harass us. Especially people who are coming from church, women and children, PWDs. We didn't find it very nice. But nevertheless, people are very responsive, and they're saying that DCP is the party to look at. And also they're saying it's one term. And we echo the same, that we're saying it's one term. If people are not working for us, it's going to be one term. There's no medicine in hospitals. We have bad roads. There's no money in schools. Basically, the economy has collapsed. Businesses are going bad. Last week, fuel shot with 9 shillings on top. this is really affecting us economically. So we're asking the president kindly, please regulate these issues so that everybody can be comfortable. Thank you very much.
Your message after one of your members, Ms. Jane Kihara, was being arrested?
Actually, I was with Jane Kihara when she was being arrested. It was a crude thing. At the time, Jane was meeting sand harvesters at her home. She had invited them, about 120 of them. And while we were having the meeting, a lot of Subarus came. And we could not understand why. But we spoke with our people who had come to see Jane Kihara to have a consultative meeting on development issues in their area, and were rounded up by the police. There were about 7 Subarus and about 3 land cruisers that ferried with them a lot of policemen. They had with them tear gas canisters, and they were also carrying live bullets. So we're just wondering, what has Mheshimiwa done? Mheshimiwa Jane is a calm person. She's not dangerous. She can easily be told, come and do this and this, and she would have easily done it. So we're asking the government, this level of harassment is out of order. Please stop it. You promised that you'd never harass the opposition. Now the opposition is here, and without an opposition, the government cannot run. Understand that when we say these things, we want Kenya to be a better place. But when you continue harassing people who speak on our behalf, it is very wrong. So we're asking on the president to check on that and to stop harassing specifically women. Because we have seen in the recent past that even Jane Kihara's security had been taken away. Njiko's Mohair security had been taken away. So we don't like it. We want the government to be civil, just like its name suggests, they be civil. Yes, thank you.